What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Rob Cam, and welcome back to the Rob Cam Show. Today, I got my first ever. Let's clap it up real quick. SmackDown review for you guys. I'm not gonna lie, watching SmackDown was kind of tough for me because I don't have YouTube TV anymore because I had to cut down on a little. That's not a here or there, but I had to cut down a little bit of my expenses. So I don't have any way to watch YouTube TV. I mean USA, because I don't have. Nobody has. People have cable, but I don't have cable. Yeah, I just got Netflix, Hulu, blah blah blah. But neither here or there. I did look it up on YouTube. Try my best to grasp what I saw on YouTube, and I also have some notes here. Shout out to Bleachers Report. But from what I saw, looked like a decent show from what I saw in the highlights on YouTube. SmackDown did start with Cody Rhodes being interviewed by Joe Testro. I hope that's how you say his name. He talked about his match with Cody Rhodes at Royal Rumble, I believe. Because I was gonna say Saturday because it says Saturday night's main events, but they have a match at Royal Rumble. They basically have a signing with Shawn Michaels being the mediator for the both of them. Today actually, as later today, for the Saturday night main event show tonight. The segment ended without interruption. So basically, Cody Rhodes put himself over in his rivalry with Kevin Owens, basically saying he will walk out the champion. I did see some of that. Then we got to the next segment. I believe it was backstage. Hold on. So we move right to the tag team match. Oh, sorry, I thought it was a segment. I did see the highlights of Pretty Deadly versus the Motor City Machine Gun. Shout out to I never thought in 2024 or any time ever that we would see the Motor Machine Guns. As much as I watched TNA as a kid, anybody that's in WWE right now, if you really notice, there's a lot of TNA like influence in WWE right now. If anybody noticed, especially from like back in the days, AJ Styles was like, I'm not gonna say I believe he was the start. I'm not gonna say he was, but AJ Styles crossed that line and went to the E. I was like, yo, finally. Not finally, because TNA honestly destroyed itself because of Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff, but that's neither here nor there. But we did get a match between Pretty Deadly and Motor City Machine Guns. I did catch a few highlights. In the highlights, I did see parts of the match. It did look like a decent match between the two. They looked like they had great chemistry, but Pretty Deadly got into a lot of offense, almost won with a double team bulldog maneuver from the top rope. I don't know what they call their finish. I don't know if that's their finisher or whether they call that, but Motor City Machine Guns made a comeback and scored the wins with their finishing move called Skull and Bones. This was fun paced match. It really was a good match from the highlights I did see. Looks like Pretty Deadly and Motor City. First of all, Motor City Machine Guns are really one of the greatest tag teams ever. I don't know who. I don't know who, if anybody has a disagreement, because a lot, especially when Corey Graves was on the SmackDown commentary team, he would really put them over as why a lot of tag teams wrestle how they do now, which is honestly, in my opinion, very much true. But shout out to Motor City Machine Guns. And shout out to you know what I've noticed too? Why is it that SmackDown's tag team division is like literally look at this shit? You got Motor City Machine Guns, Pretty Deadly, Street Profits, DIY, Angel and Garza. You got 5 tag teams on SmackDown. Why the hell does Raw have about one basically? Literally, if you really think about it, Raw really just have the War Raiders. And if you want to count the Judgment Day, which I don't count, but they really just have the War Raiders. So I don't know what we're doing with the Raw side, and I see why people saying that there needs to be one tag team division in WWE because there is not enough for two. because I'm thinking of on the Raw side. Please comment below if there's more tag teams on Raw that I don't know about. But from what I've am sitting here and think about it, that literally the only tag team I could think of is the War Raiders. Until not Penta, Ray Felix get out his AEW contract, which who knows when that's gonna be because he's locked down and not being used, which is unfortunate. And I think back to AEW real quick. I just want to say this: Tony Khan. Honestly, if you're not using people, please let them go. You have a lot of talented people that want to be used correctly, and at this point, that's why I really don't cover AEW because now they're kind of like, eh. But you have a lot of people, a lot of men, women that want to be out their contract. Just let them people go. Like, save yourself some money. I don't understand why have people just sitting at home doing nothing, and it's just like, oh, I don't want them to go to WWE. Then use them or have somebody book the show better. But that's neither. I'm not gonna get too much into that. But Tony gotta do better, man. Tony, please do better. So yeah, basically we got Motor City Machine Guns with the victory. As they work their way back up to, well, I'm not sure if they have a rematch for the titles, but yeah, I just wanted to say that the Raw's SmackDown Tag Team division is way better than Raw's because Raw literally have one team, bro. Literally, like if you really like, I'm thinking I cannot think of a team on Raw out of. I think that's why we're going to get to that a little bit, and I think that's why they moved a tag team, if you want to call them that, over to Raw. Um, okay, then we got B5 and Michin versus Chelsea Green and Piper Living. This one it was okay. I saw the highlights. I wasn't really paying attention to it too much. But okay, up next we got B5 with Michin taking on Chelsea Green and Piper Living. Green was Michin's main focus throughout the match because they're building for, I guess, another rematch between Michin and Chelsea Green for the Women's United States title in the future. Um, and also I feel like this match was also to showcase B5 a little bit more and add her to the mix because she is developing and doing her thing in the ring. So shout out to her as well. But she still is learning, as we all can see. But she will get there as much as every women that people come on their platforms and disrespect. I'm not gonna disrespect anybody because at the end of the day we're all human and we all have to learn and grow in our own pace in our own ways. It's just you have to put in the time and the work to grow. Clearly me with this whole YouTube thing, I have a lot of growing and a lot of learning to do. But so B5 and Meeching did defeat Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Um It was a short match here in the notes by Bleacher Report. Beachin picks up the win. I guess the pin on Chelsea Green. Like I said, they're gonna probably run that shit back one more time. Hopefully, this time Meechin may get the win for the title. I don't see. I see Chelsea Green holding the title, but I don't see nobody but Meechin really getting that title after Chelsea Green. So I feel like they're still trying to build for that. So they had little notable moments in observation. There was a video package for Braun Strowman and Jacob for Fatu for the match at Saturday night's main event tonight, which that's wonder how that match is gonna go. Jacob Fatu, of course, is a great wrestler, great breakout star of the year of last year. Um, on the uprise in WWE, and Braun Strowman, he has gotten better as well, especially wrestling as a big man. He credits that to Mark Henry because I did see I forgot who did an interview with him, and he was saying he credits Mark Henry for teaching him how to wrestle as a big man. But Braun Strowman has improved as well as just injuries have set him back a lot. But shout out to Braun and Jacob. Hopefully they put a bigger tonight. Kevin Owens antagonized Matthew McConaughey in his promo segment, and I believe who came out. I think Cody came out and attacked him. I was gonna say Jay Uso, not Jay Uso, Jimmy Uso, Big Jim. Pause. I don't know why, but no, I think it was Jimmy because they had a match earlier in the show. They had a match in the show because we gonna get into that. Kevin Owens is a devious man, bro. Yo, uh, blah blah blah. So we did get a backstage segment between no between Adam, not Adam Pierce, Nick Aldis, and I don't know if this happened now because they have the note so weird. This segment came after. Trying to see if I can find it. So there was a segment between Nick Aldis and Carmelo Hayes, which led to the which led to a match between him and Damian Priest. Damian Priest was announced as a transfer to SmackDown. I look at Damian Priest, in my personal opinion, as like Undertaker. If I had to compare him to somebody in the aspects of how he is, not gimmick wise, but just that to me, that's Triple H's Undertaker. I thought they would move Finn Balor. I feel like Finn Balor would have been more beneficial going to SmackDown, but I kind of do see Finn Balor staying on Raw and winning the world title. At first when I saw Damian Priest on a SmackDown, in my head I'm like, what is he gonna do on SmackDown? He did. We're gonna get to that. So him and Carmelo Hayes had a little backstage segment with Nick Aldis, which led to a match between the two of them later in the night. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more because Priest did have a little moment with the champ, which we're going to talk about. Then I believe Charlotte Flair had a promo package for her return to the WWE, where she will be returning, and she declared for the Royal Rumble, which led to then a next segment with a lot of women declared for the Rumble. We had Tiffany Stratton coming to the ring, followed by Rhea Ripley. They had a little back and forth. Then followed by Nia Jax and who's with her now? What's her name? Damn. I know this girl. This is Johnny Gargano's wife. What's her name again? Damn. They call her the Poison Pixie. Damn. What's her name? Candice LeRae. There it is. Candice LeRae. So we got Nia Jax and Candice LeRae interrupted Rhea Ripley and Tiffany Stratton. You know, Nia Jax, great at being a heel, you know, playing to the crowd, talking shit to the crowd, talking shit to the champions. Told Tiffany she will get her title back. I don't know if Nia Jax is staying on SmackDown and going to Raw because she has a match with Rhea Ripley at Saturday night's main event. Don't know where we go from there with Nia Jax, if she's going to stay on Raw or be moved to SmackDown. We will wait to find that out in the upcoming days. But this transfer window thing is starting to pick up a little bit, which is good to see because I don't know why that shit was lasting this long, but hey. So we had followed after Candice LeRae and Nia Jax, we had Bianca Belair and Naomi come out. I believe they both declared as well for the Royal Rumble, or maybe just Bianca. Like when you watch highlights, they cut so much out that you can't really see the whole segment. But I'm assuming they both because why wouldn't Naomi be in the Royal Rumble? She's great. So and then followed by Raquel and Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan definitely declared for the Royal Rumble, and I'm assuming Raquel is going to be in it too. I don't know if she declared herself or Liv declared for her, but safe to say she definitely will be involved in the Rumble some way, shape, or form because she has to protect her friend Liv Morgan. So basically, that's her bodyguard. So she's definitely going to be in the Rumble. So we got the Rumble for the women's side shaping up a little bit more. With a little more announcements of who's going to be in it. In the notes, it says Tiffany Stratton came out to give a promo that quickly was interrupted by Rhea Ripley. They were soon joined by Nia Jax and Candice LeRae, who were followed by Naomi Bianca Belair, who were followed by Liv Morgan, Carl Rodriguez. Everything just explain to you guys. It's been in the notes here. It says it was just basically everyone saying that they would win the Royal Rumble. Basically, everybody declared for the Royal Rumble, which led to a match between I believe Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Rhea Ripley against Nia Jax, Candice LeRae, and who was on the women's side? Liv Morgan. Um, so I like I said, I watched highlights. From what I saw in the match looked decent. This was a WWE style for multi-person. This was the usual WWE style setup for a multi-person match. Everyone had a little time on defense, and everyone spent a little time selling for everybody else. The outbout lasted through a break into the next segment, so the women were on screen for a long time in between the match and the talking segment. I don't know who had the segment. While most of what we saw looked good on a technical level, there was no sense of urgency in this match. It felt like they were all just going through the motions. At times, it seemed chaotic. Feel the other chaotic feel we expected from a match with this many people in and out the ring. It didn't really pick up until the final couple minutes of the match when Rhea Ripley got the hot tag and started taking everybody out. But in the end, Morgan stole the win. With a yes, Liv Morgan did get the win. I did see that part. Morgan did get a pin on Bianca Belair for the win. So the heels won in this one. Like the note said, I watched highlights, so everything was chopped up. It didn't look that great of a match. Just looks like just a thrown together match. Like they said, oh, okay, you guys just go out and do your thing. So it is what it is. Like I said, there was a video package for Charlotte, basically declared for the Royal Rumble, as it says in the notes here. Blah blah blah. Nia Jax popped on a fan. She definitely did. That was funny. They just love talking shit to Nia. I don't know what y'all see. Nia's a beautiful, voluptuous woman, man. Stop disrespecting her. And then we got next Apollo Crews versus Johnny Gargano. This looked like a good match. I ain't gonna lie. NXT, Johnny Gargano and Apollo Crews, they definitely have some type of chemistry from the NXT days. I don't know if they really wrestled. I'm pretty sure they came cross paths their NXT at some point in time. Back when Triple H was running it in the black and gold era. So we had Apollo Crews and Johnny Gargano had a singles match this week after Cruz assaulted DIY backstage in the previous segment. Cruz hasn't been on TV that much since the release of Barry Corbin, which they were doing some shit with him and Corbin and I forgot who else. But him and Corbin was a tag team. Corbin's obviously no longer with the company, which is unfortunate. We never really got to see Corbin get back to that level he was once supposed to have, but that's due to the old administration in Vince McMahon. So in this match, says him and Gargano both capable performers who can work a brisk pace and wrestle multi-match style. So we got a bit of everything in this bout. Even though Tommaso Ciampa interfered, Cruz was able to get a pinfall roll up, another roll up victory, easily, which I did see. It's shocking that Cruz. I don't know what they're gonna do with Apollo Cruz. I'm shocked that Apollo Cruz didn't get released yet because they're not using him. You know what would be great, and this is no racial. Apollo Cruz and Cedric Alexander in the tag team. I know Cedric Alexander is on NXT trying to help out the younger talent, but bring him to put them both on Raw because they need fucking tag teams, and I feel like them two would be a great tag team in my personal opinion. Cedric, I know this seems a little like so why are you putting black people together or whatever racist thing, but I feel like they're yes, they are black, clearly, but I feel like they are both great individuals in the ring that if you put them in a tag team, I feel like it would work. And then whenever you want to call up Javon Evans, you have him with Cedric and Apollo learning from the both of them, which I feel like it would be a great trio in the future if you do listen to me, which I highly doubt, but I feel like that's two people, since they're not being used that much, that can benefit as a tag team in WWE. I'm not sure if Apollo Crews or Cedric want to be released. I'm pretty sure they do and want to do bigger and better things, as we all do in life. But you know, at least they're being used, unlike Tony Khan and talent that he has not been using, which is sad. All right, so yo, Tama Tonga versus LA Knight. I was gonna say Tonga Loa. No, that's not Tonga Loa. Tama Tonga and LA Knight. That was a great match. I ain't gonna lie. That two looked like they had really great chemistry from the highlights I saw. They were putting on a great match in my opinion. So okay, in the notes, Knight gave a quick promo before the match to mock his opponent before they begin fighting. This was this match wasn't about technical. Wait, sorry, I can't read this wasn't what this wasn't a match about trading technical submissions and counters. They were throwing fists as soon as they made contact. It was back and forth. Yeah, they were fucking beating each other up. Yo, Knight caught Tonga Loa with this catch power slam. That shit looked clean as hell. Um, the fight did spill out. The fight did spill out of the ring almost immediately. Saw both men use the barricade to inflict punishment. Jacob Fatu did get involved in the match. This was a hard fought contest that showed the aggression the characters for each other. Fatu remained an imminent presence at the outside, but he almost looked unimpressed with LA Knight instead of his usual state of anger. They're building up Jacob Fatu for whatever he's gonna do next, which is lovely to see. He's not outside looking like he's fucking delusional or crazy. He actually looks like he has sense now. Yo, that promo he cut last week though is how I feel right now. The scary thing is, I'm just getting started, and I feel the same way with this journey I'm on doing wrestling content. I might be asked right now, but trust me, I'm gonna get better. And that's the great mindset that anybody should have. If you're out there trying to do anything that you want to do, please. You might be terrible at it at first, but please keep going. Please keep grinding. Please try to get better. That's all we could do as human. And please trust God too. God did. He almost cost Knight the match. He almost cost Knight the match, but his distraction failed. The Megastar hit Tamatanga with the BFT for the win. And then we had a little bit of Strowman and Jacob, little what would you call it? Interaction before the match at Saturday Night Main Event, which is tonight. I believe I think Braun Strowman dodged an attack by Jacob, and then he sent him to the outside with a clothesline. Tamataga was holding him back, of course, Jacob Fatu, that is. And the segment or that little altercation came to a close. Then we got the next match, Damian Priest and Carmelo Hayes, which was, in my opinion, a good match. Yo, people say Carmelo Hayes is a jobber. Y'all have to understand, if he was a jobber, he wouldn't get so much offense on the vets. He wouldn't be in so much segments. It's his rookie year on the main roster, basically, still. So, yes, not everybody could be booked like Braun Breaker or win 2 IC titles in their first year on the main roster. It wouldn't make sense for them to have the same. It would be cool for them to have the same kind of career path, but I feel like Carmelo Hayes' story is a little more realistic and a little more, yo, he's good, but his arrogance is getting in the way of him and being disrespectful to the vets. You know what Carmelo Hayes is. I'm that guy. I'm the number one draft pick. Basically, his basketball persona or sports persona. Number one draft pick. I'm the guy for the future, which he is. He's definitely one of the pillars of the future of the company. And I feel like he's been going, yo, he's been going with great talent, and his match with AJ Styles would have been a banger. I'm telling you. If AJ did not, and then the crazy part was AJ had not done this move in so long and was about to bust it out. Pause. The the springboard inverted DDT that he used to do all the time, bro. The one time he did it, he got injured. I'm like, damn. The one time he was about to break it back out, because once he did that, I was like, oh, they about to put on a banger right now. Because I have not seen AJ Styles do that DDT in a minute since TLA, I would say. Of course, just to wrestle a safer style, but for him to break that out against Carmelo Hayes of all people, that just shows you that Carmelo Hayes is definitely on a uprise. It's just he's not going to be booked as a Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker is basically booked at like fucking Goldberg or Brock Lesnar in a way. Sooner or later, that's going to be the next Paul Heyman guy in the future. I can guarantee you that. I love to see that too. Breaker and Heyman in the future. That's gonna be something to see. But we did get Damian Priest versus Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes and Priest were booked into a single match by Nick Aldis during earlier segment. As I said, Carmelo tried to look confident while also looking a bit scared of his opponent. Damian Priest on SmackDown. At first, in my head, I'm like, what is Priest really gonna do on SmackDown? Like, is he going to be put back into the United States title picture, which is not the bad thing for him? But I feel like Priest on Raw felt more of a main eventer before I saw this match in this backstage segment. The backstage segment that he had with Cody reassured me that he's going to be okay. So yeah, so we had Priest versus Hayes, the Archer of Infamy had the upper hand early, but Hayes took control at the ringside as the show went to the break. They paced this match a little slower than expected, but they did it in a way that made sense. Every big move felt important instead of things Every big move felt important instead of things only being sold for a split second. Hayes came close a couple times to winning, but Priest wasn't about to lose his SmackDown debut. Of course, he's not. He picked up the win with the South of Heaven chokeslam for the 1, 2, 3. It says notable and observation. This is one thing I did say, which I guess I skipped. Uh, notable moments in observation here. Austin Theory and Grayson Waller are headed to SmackDown. Not SmackDown, to Raw, which I said is much needed because Raw has no tag teams. I don't know how long they're going to keep Austin Theory and Grayson Waller as a tag team, but honestly, they are needed to stay together because Raw definitely needs tag teams. Because literally, I'm literally still thinking, bro. I just know that the War Raiders are the only tag team on Raw right now. So Austin Theory and Grayson Waller going to Raw is much needed, and I feel like that's a good transfer right there. And they had a little backstage segue with Miz, who was also traded to SmackDown with the Y6. I don't know if Karrion Kross is being traded to SmackDown. I'm trying to think if Kross is needed. I feel like Kross should go to SmackDown with the Miz. Like I said in my Raw review, Miz should go back to 2017 Miz, or somebody. I did post a little clip of that, and somebody said even 2011 Miz wouldn't be bad, which I do agree. But I think my favorite Miz version of the Miz is that 2016 2017 Miz, because that was the year he should have won the world title, and it's just Vince as usual. But yes, Grayson Waller is so. Let's go over the transfers real quick. We got Damian Priest going to SmackDown. We got Miz coming to SmackDown. We got Grayson Waller and Austin Theory going to Raw. Did we get anybody else? Besides, on Monday, Bailey is now on Raw. I'm assuming Nia Jax maybe will be on Raw, probably not. But yeah, so those are the people that have been transferred so far in the transfer window, which hopefully after the Royal Rumble, I'm assuming after the Royal Rumble, the transfer window will close, or whatever they want to call this. Final match of the night: Jimmy Uso versus Kevin Owens, I believe. Yep. Final match of the night. This week main event saw Jimmy Uso and Kevin Owens do a battle after getting. Shout out to Kevin Owens, man, with the t-shirts, man. His mind game with them t-shirts, and there was we gonna get to that part. But Kevin Owens with these t-shirts, man, playing mind games with his opponents. I love it. I love to see it. You know who he reminds me of a little bit? I don't know why. He reminds me of Terry Funk right now with the elbow pad and just. And I didn't watch Terry Funk. I think that is beyond my era. But from what I saw in video games and highlights of Terry Funk, I don't know why he gives me a little bit of Terry Funk. Um, Hopefully my headphones didn't just die. I don't think it really matters. I forgot to play music too. It's all right. Let's get a little background music. My fault, guys. Yeah, it should definitely died. Anyway, all right. So, blah blah blah. Yes, Carmelo Hayes and Jimmy Uso had a little backstage segment before the match, which led to Carmelo Hayes attacking Jimmy Uso attacking Jimmy Uso during his entrance before the match, and they kind of brawled out in the entrance way, which led to security and like all this coming out to separate the two. And Jimmy Uso, he was okay to go, so he went into the ring to get his match started with KO. Hayes felt assaulted by Uso during a moment backstage and attacked him during the entrance. Officials broke it up. As I just said, Jimmy continued his way to the ring, which was weird. That's refreshing to see. The prize fights, Kevin Owens made his way out to the ring, blah, blah, blah. The prize fighter had the upper hand for a few minutes and talked a lot of trash to his opponents. And I want to say this. Before they went to the commercial break, this man Kevin Owens said he has on a shirt. It's not a Jimmy Uso shirt. It's his wife. For people that don't know, Jimmy Uso and Naomi are married. Her real name is Trinity. So he has on her shirt and he says to the camera, "Feel the glow." And I'm like, this man is diabolical. That's so disrespectful. You have on his wife's freaking shirt and you're wrestling her husband. That's crazy. His mind games is crazy right now. So these two know each other very well and are veteran performers. So it will be hard. It would almost be hard for them to have a bad match, but that doesn't mean this was match of the year candidate, which I don't think it was. They had a nice back and forth encounter with a few outstanding moments, especially in the second half. Always hit the pop-up power bomb for the win, and Cody Rhodes showed up shortly after to immediate a brawl. I believe Kevin Owens was attacking Jimmy Uso after the match. You know he's a heel right now, so he's gonna do his thing. And I think Cody came out for the save. That definitely what happened. Cody Rhodes came out for the save, and they started brawling, and then the show went off the air mid brawl between Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. So tonight, at the time of this recording, sorry, we have Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens doing a siding mediated or whatever. Shawn Michaels is going to be the mediator of the siding. So we'll see how that goes tonight, and I'll definitely try to get a review. If not tonight, possibly tomorrow as soon as possible. Get that done. But yeah, the SmackDown. I don't know. To me, SmackDown feels better than Raw at this moment because I feel like SmackDown's a little more complete of a roster than Raw is. I feel like Raw has a lot of gaping holes, especially in that tag team division. Like I really had to think about it today. I was like, yo, who's on Raw as a tag team besides the War Raiders? And if you want to count Judgment Day. And I couldn't really think of anybody else. Obviously, if Ray Phoenix and Pentagon could have came together, they would have been a nice addition to that tag team division. We will get to that point eventually when Ray Phoenix contract is up with AEW. But yes, Raw is lacking tag team. It's also lacking in a little bit of the mid card area. And I forgot to mention, Cody Rhodes and Damian Priest had a little backstage encounter. It wasn't too bad. It just, for that, it reassured me that Priest is still a type main eventer, definitely a top priority guy in the company. As I feel like he is going to battle for the US title at this moment in time, because why not? LA Knight is in that picture too, and I feel like LA Knight is definitely one of the top guys in the company, and it also adds more prestige to that title. But in my personal opinion, I feel like he could have stayed on Raw, but I don't mind him on SmackDown as well. It's probably needed. And they did need to break up him and Finn, so either way, one of them was going to SmackDown. I just didn't think it was going to be Priest. But it does give me hope that Finn Balor will win a world title sooner or later. That he's still on Raw, which is great to fucking see. I can imagine Damian Priest also winning the WWE Championship at some point in time. Maybe not this year. If he doesn't get transferred next year to back to Raw, this is just for a little short stint. But I do like Priest on SmackDown. I'm not gonna lie, it's refreshing to see him on SmackDown. It gives another baby face to the mix. You know, you gave up Austin Theory and Grayson Waller for one person, so I feel like that was an even exchange because of star power. I feel like Damian Priest is a star, and it's going to continue to be a main event player in the near future. A lot of people call him the bisexual Undertaker. I don't know why, but I do consider him Undertaker of this generation, and I hope they do book Priest as such. I do want to see the titles change show at some point in time. I do want to see the WWE title go back to Raw and the world title go back to SmackDown, because that's the era I grew up in. I know originally the WWE title was on SmackDown and the Raw title was on Raw, but that's the era I grew up watching wrestling, the ruthless aggression era. Before, I guess I started watching wrestling like midpoint of where Batista and John Cena switched shows. So I grew up in the era with the world title on SmackDown and the WWE title on Raw. Doesn't matter. You could go both ways, but I would love to see this SmackDown get the world title just for nostalgia reason. And I feel like Damian Priest is, like I said, that's really the reason why I would say they should swap champions, because who thought SmackDown wouldn't be bad if he is going to be the world title champion at that point? Would it be bad? And Cody on Raw wouldn't be bad either. I feel like Cody and Roman on Raw would be better than them on SmackDown, and it would add more to Raw, which is desperately needing more star power. Because I feel like SmackDown is really, as they like to call it, the B show. I don't feel like SmackDown is the B show right now. I feel like SmackDown is really more of the priority. And even though Raw is on Netflix and it is a priority, it is a good show, I feel like it is lacking, and there is holes in the roster and shit that needs to be taken care of and addressed before we get to the Royal Rumble roster rise. Hopefully with the addition of Grayson Waller and Austin Theory helps the tag team division, because it definitely needs it. But going forward, let's see what they do, adding more tag teams. Hopefully they have more tag teams in mind to either bring up from NXT or to sign in the near future. But yeah, sorry, this SmackDown review is a little because I did watch just highlights. It's hard to watch highlights because they cut most of it just to be able to upload it to YouTube. I'm going to try next week to watch some way somehow. When I figure out the situation for me trying to get USA, I will get USA or YouTube TV back eventually. I just need to do some personal things, financial wise, and cut back on a few things. But thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, leave a like to the video, share to a friend. Let me know how y'all feel about this episode of SmackDowns in the comments below. How do you feel about Priest being on SmackDown? I like it. At first, I didn't, because I'm like, what are they going to do with Priest? But like I said, his interaction with Cody kind of reassures the whole Priest is still considered a main eventer or a top guy if you want to, one of the top guys. if you want to call it that. But yeah, uh, SmackDown was a good show. I would rate it a B, a solid B. Yeah. Remember, guys, always remember to please keep doing your thing and always make it make sense. I'll see y'all in the next SmackDown. Well, I'll see y'all in the next video for Saturday night main event review and Tuesday or Monday for your Raw review. Um, more reaction videos coming out. Two are now up on this channel. Shout out to Planner. Cool guy. He saw my video and he commented on it. I was not expecting that, but shout out to Planner. I appreciate that for showing love to the kid. I'll see y'all in the next one. Remember, always stay safe. I'll see y'all. Peace.